Welcome to another episode of the Metal Roundup. And today we'll be answering the question once and for all, is Metalcore dead?
Yes.
Burp just choked.
I just choked on my coffee.
No,
I was choking over that
doing
question, which we'll get into.
We'll get into. We'll also be talking about some recent releases that we have found interesting or not interesting. We'll see in the metal scene or in our worlds of the things we've checked out in the last week or so. So what's going on, Drew? Are you standing now?
Nothing. I'm standing, yeah. And you're getting some behind the scenes. Oh, you can't actually see the cable. I've got everything's all over the place here, but you can only see the portrait.
I can see your light.
I see a light, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking mess.
Did you raise your table then?
Yeah, I'm standing. I've got a standing desk.
He's just that short, man.
I'm jealous.
He's not raised the table.
Yeah, it's great. I've only started using it because my back's fucked. That's about the extent of my news, Steve. I'm assuming you're probably going to segue into... What have you been up to, Drew? I'm just fucking crippled at the moment. That's about the extent of what's been going on in my world. My back is fucked. I'm 28, pushing 90. So, yeah, musically, not much going on. Playing a lot of guitar recently,
how'd you fuck up your back?
Oh, I don't even know. I actually bought a mattress. What a start to a podcast. I bought a mattress topper. You know,
I got one.
Too broke to buy a new mattress. So I was like, I'll buy a mattress topper. Actually working.
Yeah.
So I'm on the mend. I don't know what I think from sitting down so much with what we do. I just sit here all day like a little fucking potato, and then I don't stand up often enough. This is great. I'm fucking moving around, dancing while I'm talking. I'm going to do this more often. Well,
yeah, we'll let you know if it's great. You carry on.
Okay, as long as I'm having fun, Steve, that's all that matters. Okay, but yeah, so boxing probably didn't help. Also, sitting down all day doesn't help. Sitting down all day and then going into boxing without doing anything for the entire day is two polar opposites, so that doesn't help it back. But yeah, also, I'm not even fucking 29 yet, and I'm dealing with lower back problems. It's not great. So I've been my sole focus in life has just been fixing that. So yeah, that's my life. Nothing to do with music or anything to do with this podcast, just my back. That's
I can fucking relate. I screwed up my back when I was 33, and it's still not the same. Same thing. Yeah. Sit on your ass all day, and then you go to the gym, and then I did deadlifts. I'm like, oh, my back hurts, but I could do one more. I'm just an idiot. I'm just oh.
You lifting with your back? How you doing that, man?
Oh, yeah, definitely bad form.
It happens.
Totally, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so I've just been, I've literally stopped all forms of exercise, so I'm going insane in that regard as well. It doesn't help. So, yeah, just on the mend at the moment. And unfortunately, it's a pretty dry period of time in terms of releases as well, so it doesn't help with cabin fever. Is that the right word?
Should mention by the time the podcast actually goes out, though, the releases will be out.
Yeah.
We're just filming this before alt, poppy, fucking Dayseeker album and all this stuff.
Yeah. Unprocessed.
Fun.
I think Spite have a new album coming out as well. There's probably a few others that I'm
Black
thinking
Shape.
of. But
I can't wait for
Black Shape. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be some fun releases. But yeah, right now it's a little bit.
It's been a quiet couple of weeks. It's true.
Yeah. But look, we've had a crazy fucking lead up to this moment. It always happens. There's always a period of time throughout the calendar year where you get inundated with so many releases. And in hindsight, you wish they would have just spaced them out more because you're
if they could just coordinate amongst themselves.
Yeah, come on, lads, you know. Well, look, it's been a good time to pick up new bands, which obviously we can get into a little bit later on. I've been checking out some smaller bands and just delving into that world, and there's been some fucking there is great music coming out. I know it's very easy to just say, oh, everything's shit and stale, but there is some really good music coming out.
Yeah. Herb, what about yourself? What's been going on in your world?
Honestly, since it's been so quiet, I've been having more time to focus on other content ideas. So my videos have been I had this video idea that I wanted to react to the Watch Mojo list. So their top 20 modern metal bands. So, I did that 2 weeks ago, but then there was this thing about AI slop too, or AI bands where they're kind of ripping off Dayseeker and Holding Absence. And this happened on October 1st, and I was just finding the time to make a video on it. So I did that. And I just feel it's been a good time to work on other ideas. I also just did a video that just got published talking about the album of the years. It's going to be insane because it is such an incredible year for music that there is a little bit of a dry spell right now, but I don't know. I think even personal life, things are pretty busy right now too. I'm going to go away for a little anniversary with the GF soon. So that's going to be fun. Got Halloween's around the corner. Oh shit, I need to think of a Halloween video. See, there's always stuff. Even when the music is not so busy, it's just things in life is so fucking busy. But how about you, Steve?
Yeah, mixed bag. I had a slew of very busy interviews. I had something like 5 or 6 interviews within a week, which is too many.
Yeah.
At the same time as work being very busy, I interviewed. Well, it's on the channel now. I mentioned it before, but Thornhill, and then I interviewed Of Mice and Men. That's now up as well. I interviewed Vianova, talking specifically about their album "Hit It." I interviewed Hot Milk about their latest album, Corporation Pop. I also went to Birmingham and I interviewed Chris Turner, the drummer from Ocean's 8, Alaska. That was fucking cool. Big nerdy drummer talk. Really enjoyed that. And then I was interviewed on a podcast called Uproar Podcast. That's going to be out in a little bit. So that was crazy. But then I got sick. And thankfully that happened after all those interviews. But I've basically been out of action for most of last week. Today is my first day recording anything in about a week. And my voice is mostly back. It's mostly all right. But that was painful because, even though there hasn't been like massive big hitters recently for the most part, I've been quite lucky there. I still have a fucking crazy to-do list of stuff to check out. There's still like 6 or 7 albums I have not got to yet that I'm desperate to. And then new music comes out and it's like, the list gets longer. So it's been inconvenient, but Grant, I'm back again.
What are some of those albums?
I haven't heard Callous Cowboys album yet.
Do it.
I haven't. Yeah, I'm told it's good. I haven't heard Bless the Falls album. I haven't heard Dance Gavin Dance's album, even though I've interviewed those 2 bands. I haven't heard the album yet.
Oh, shit.
There's also Landmark's album from 5 months ago. I still haven't heard that. Buried Tomorrow I haven't heard yet. Yeah, there's others. There's a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's too much. Like I used to try and like stay on top of everything, but I've just kind of started to narrow it down to what I actually think I might enjoy, as opposed to just doing everything that I'm told. Because obviously you get a lot of different opinions, and I don't know if you guys have noticed it as well, where you get used to the people that might be requesting for you to check out like particular albums in like certain subgenres, and after a while you just realize that you align your tastes with certain people that maybe continuously request albums, and then after a while you're like, well, studies show that I haven't loved, we just don't really align taste wise, so it's trying to like figure out which of those albums to actually spend time with, because I don't want to be like, if you look at like, I know, so like, so this is where, I'm sure we can get into like genre talk, and I'm sure it'll be a part of our conversation later, but like subgenres and how annoying they can be for everyone to constantly like refine everything into certain brackets, and just, they are very helpful when it comes to picking whether or not you want to spend time with a particular album, because you're like, okay, well, if 95% of the music from this particular subgenre has not been something up my street, I don't want to spend too much time going into, a full album deep dive where I'm probably just going to have the same opinion as everything else. So, it's just been trying to like decipher which albums I want to give my time to, not just like listen to something for the sake of it.
And listen to albums that are so hyped too. There was this one album that the deathcore scene is raving about, and I even put a poll like, what album would you like to see on Patreon? And then Psycho Frame, Salvation, Laughs, and The Grieving Mother won. I'm like, okay, time to finally check it out. And people were waiting for my reaction, and I did. I'm like, guys, this sucks. Like, this album, I really do not like this album. It's just like it's like 10 songs, but every song sounds the exact same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about like kind of seeing the audience that is requesting certain music, and I wouldn't mind, but it's just more so like a lot of the time they know that you're probably not going to like it, and I appreciate that. Look, they just want a familiar face that they've maybe been watching for a couple of years, even if they don't necessarily think that you will agree. They just want to see what your thoughts are. So I do get that. It's not just like they're oblivious to the fact that you might hate it. They just want to get like a more objective opinion on something that they maybe love. So it's just trying to figure out, the right direction to go in, and because you can spend a lot of time just kind of going through albums that are not really that great, that don't really massively align with your tastes, and then all of a sudden you've sunk like 3 or 4 hours into content that you won't get back, and you could have been doing something else. I really want to check out the Deaf. Hey, I get these bands mixed up.
Grey Haven?
Deaf Heaven, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We can finally talk about it.
Yeah, because it's Grey Haven as well, right? That's the other.
Everyone's telling me to check out Grey Haven.
I have actually been inundated with that album request as well. I'm tempted, but this is exactly what I'm referring to. Is that
I need to lower the hype bar before I check it out?
I've checked out one of their albums before. I didn't even realize. I checked out the one with the horrible looking album cover with all the just random shit on it, and I don't think I loved it. Like I don't.
Are you talking about Grey Haven?
Grey Haven, yeah, I think so.
Oh, that hurts to hear. I love that
kind
band.
of like something like that. It's okay, but it was just, again, it was like Counterparts when everyone was hyping up that Counterparts album, for those that were still here or something like that. I was just like,
Oh,
For
this is
those
not
that wish to
me.
exist.
Yeah, I always mix those up.
Yeah,
What is it? The eulogy.
Heaven?
The eulogy of those for those that wish to exist or something.
Yeah, they're just
Oh,
naming
I mixed-
architects, but yeah.
No, the
it
eulogy
was something.
for
I
those
hope I
still
don't
here.
see you in heaven.
The
Was it
eulogy,
what?
no, we're talking about 7 different bands here, folks. Let's lock in. All right, it's counterparts. A eulogy for those still here.
I think that's
Okay.
something like
I was
that.
thinking of
And then
heaven,
there's-
let them die. That's what I was thinking.
You're just throwing in another album there. Like we've just actually named 5 different albums from 5 different bands.
Well-
It's counterparts. The red one.
This is
the
the
red
counterparts EP.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The Counterparts
No,
EP is good.
Album.
What?
I know.
Oh, album. Okay,
Red.
sure. Oh,
Red
I
one.
know what you're talking about. It's like red
A
and
eulogy
blue.
for those still here.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that exists.
That's the name of it, right?
I don't know, I've not heard it.
You were looking at it. What's the name?
It's
fine.
called
Follow
a eulogy
up.
for those still here.
Thank you. Okay, right. I was getting it confused with Architects one. A eulogy for those that wish to exist. I was fucking that up. I don't even know what I said at this point. But yeah, that was another example of one of those albums that I was like inundated. Drew, you gotta check it out. I'm like, when I listened to it, I was like, have you watched any of my videos ever? What the fuck is going on?
Well, go back to Greyhaven. I think you'll like it, man. I think there's a couple songs with like big choruses that you'll really like.
I think there's a good chance, right? I've heard like 2 or 3 songs off of it, and what I found so far is I'm generally giving it high solids because I think there's moments of interest, but it's kind of chaotic on first listen, so it's kind of too much to take in. There's moments of lovely melodies, but they're fleeting. So I think it's one of those things that I will need to listen to a few times, and then it will sink in, and I'll get it. I think it'll be one of those.
Yeah.
So it's on my to-do list, but I can't get to it yet.
Well, another one was like that Deaf Heaven record. Drew, if you check that out, I would fucking love to talk to you about it because I know that you've been making videos on Garia, and I think we should settle this. Is Garia black metal? Because when I made a reaction video, it's on my second channel, but I don't hear the black metal.
No, like I think the deal with those is that they I think they used to be really like heavily black metal.
Yeah.
But I've just been kind of baiting people with my titles, being like black metal in quotation marks, you know? And then people, even though it's in quotation marks, people are like, where's the black metal? But to be fair, in my first video, I didn't do the quotation marks because I was like, oh, this is like a modern black metal. In my defense, I was told that on Twitch and I just ran with it because I don't really know what refines black metal. But then again, I've heard some older black metal and it's pure ass. So that's usually what refines it for me.
Black
Yeah, it
metal,
just sounds
I
shit.
cannot do it. But Deaf Heaven I was able to do Deaf Heaven. They mix like shoegaze and stuff. But yeah, like I kind of called you out a little bit in my Garia video. I'm like, because I saw like you say black metal. I'm like, black metal.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't want to be like a genre elitist, but this sounds like a metalcore song. But
yeah, no, it's definitely like that song, the Submerged song is not. But I was definitely like, I was genuinely like, posed this band as like, you got to check out this like modern black metal band. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what modern black metal sounds. But like, yeah, obviously going back to that song, it's definitely more metalcore, I guess. But they are a band that apparently, I don't know if you've checked out much of their previous albums.
I've checked out like older songs of theirs. There's like one music video where they're like in a cage or something, but that felt a little bit more black metal.
I think they're a little bit more black metal back in the day.
Yeah.
But now all the black metal fans just say they've sold out. It's just like the bands could never win. Like it's kind of hilarious.
Even their artwork looks like Imagine Dragons or something. People are calling it instead of your typical forest in a logo that you can barely read, kind of black metal.
Yeah, the artwork is really peculiar. I don't love it. It's too like sterile. or
AI
something.
generic.
Yeah, it looks really like sterile or something. It reminds me of another band.
Imagine
I'm not going to name
Dragons.
the band after this because I've just said it looks sterile, and then I'll name the band and it'll just be mean. So yeah, I won't say it. But it just doesn't match the music at all for me.
But the songs are sick.
Minimalist.
I think they're
Cool
really
band.
sweet. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned metalcore there, and perhaps that's a good segue. We're going to talk about a genre that perhaps we know pretty well, maybe more than most. Not most people, but more than other genres is what I mean. Metalcore. Is it dead? Answer. Yeah, it's
No.
dead. It's fucking it's totally. Oh, no, sorry. My other script says no, it's not. It's complicated, I think. Now, but before we talk about this, though, can we define the parameters of what we're talking about when it comes to metalcore? Because it's evolved a bit. And I think some modern bands that are still, I consider them kind of in the metalcore universe. Others might not yet, because it's sort of evolving. Like metalcore used to be the sort of, would you go back as far as Bullet for My Valentine? Is that metalcore? Yeah, great. Killswitch Engage, lovely metalcore bits and pieces. I'd say, of Mice and Men, recent band, top of mind. A Day to Remember. But then there's like it's sort of the modern progressive side of metalcore has gone more into it's kind of like metal pop. Still sounds like it's within metalcore. Dayseeker got new music out, Bad Omens as well, and people might be like, "It's not metalcore anymore." It's like it's got flavors of it, but it's definitely more on the pop side. But here's where it gets complicated. I think metalcore on its own, as a genre that is executed to form, I think is no longer interesting. So it takes exceptional songwriting within the format for me to make it super delicious and enjoyable and something I love. But is it only the case if you progress it in a different direction? Like you either execute the form perfectly or you do something different with it, with a different genre blend, and that's interesting. But just metalcore on its own, I think, is perhaps uninteresting.
Oh, that's a hot take. I still find it interesting. To me, like metalcore is like the subgenre of metal, right? It's metal and hardcore, but I feel like what metalcore is now is like its own main genre, and we have all these little subgenres underneath it. Like we've got the prog metalcore, we got like the more octane core, which is like Bad Omens or I Prevail or something. And yeah, it's funny because like in the Bad Omens reaction during the breakdown, I'm like, oh, in case like r/metalcore was wondering if this is a metalcore band, like they still have little elements. Like it's weird, but like I wouldn't consider Bad Omens a metalcore band now because they sound so different from other mains as a Lay Dying or something. But I think metalcore, like I feel like Vianova is a good example of taking metalcore but revolutionizing the sound a little bit, and it's still metalcore. Like it's very progressive and weird, but I still think it's metalcore because like at its essence, it's like riffs, focus on guitars. It can be a little bit fast. It's got big melodies. It's got breakdowns. These are elements that make metalcore music. So I think there's like bands like Vianova, the Callous Dow Boys, I think are great reinventions to the metalcore sound. So I think it's not the same stuff from like Killswitch Engage back in the day, even though there's bands kind of doing that like Dying Wish. I think there is a lot of bands that are making it maybe uninteresting to you, Steve, because it's like that typical 5, 7, 8 riffage from old school metalcore is uninteresting now, even though like it's still good. But I think bands like Vianova and other bands are like kind of making it, refreshing it, is what making metalcore good. But yeah, like Bad Omens and like bands like that, Dayseeker, are they really metalcore? Not really. I feel like there needs to be like a new genre where they're like just alternative metal, alternative rock, just
metal
like
pop.
Metal pop, like metal
We've
pop.
established this, no?
Yeah,
come metal.
Come metal, dude. People are actually calling it come metal now. I feel like baddiecore is like dying out a little bit. I'm seeing come metal on like Twitter and stuff. It's been taking off.
Wow.
It's been taking off,
Like,
man. People love the come metal. Just saying.
I mean, we're all here because of cum metal, but yeah.
It's
whoa. This is
you're not wrong, actually. That's a very good way of looking at
That's
it.
a crazy sentence, even by my standards. I'm standing here shocked. This is appalling.
Those are
Someone
the two
call
reasons
HR.
why we're here.
Where's the
Actually,
Metal
those are
Roundup
the two main
HR?
reasons. It's cum and metal.
I need to speak to HR, please. Do we have HR, Paul? Maybe Paul can be our HR manager.
Paul's not HR. He'd be like, good luck, lads.
I had no idea what you were saying with your accent. HR.
Hey,
I'm like,
well, how do you say it? Let me try to say it. HR. HR.
Hey, jar.
HR. That's how Bird would say it.
But.
You
You can make fun of me though with my about and I don't know.
Yeah.
I say stupid shit all the time. But
Anyway.
Drew,
I've lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
is metalcore dead, Drew?
Come?
Clipping that.
No, look, here's my take. It's metalcore. I think the deeper you go into any particular like niche, whether it be pop music, metal, expand it beyond music. Like even the UFC at the moment, I kind of keep up a lot of like UFC content, and everyone's like, "Oh, the UFC's dead and MMA's dead," and I feel like just people get very fatigued by something if they've watched it for very long. And the deeper you go into these like niche groups, you're gonna hear that more because you're more interested in it. You go further in, you're gonna find people that are like so obsessed with it, maybe to a fault at some points where they actually start to burn themselves out with it, and then you're just by default near more people that are fatigued by it. But when you actually zoom out and look at the bigger picture a lot of the time, like the UFC has probably never been more profitable. Like there is massive fights at the moment. Same with like when you actually look at metalcore and again the kind of vague boundaries that we have for what the genre actually is at the moment. Let's call Bad Omens metalcore. That's what we're realistically calling it. I know it's kind of moved into this alternative world, but like big picture, if you're to put Bad Omens into one particular subgenre or subsection, you're going to say metalcore based on the majority of their discography. Obviously, their more recent stuff is leaning away from it, which is where we can get into the conversation of what they are now. But like zooming out big picture, Sleep Token have metalcore elements. They're definitely a little bit more alternative than the likes of Bad Omens, so it's kind of harder to make an argument for them. But like just alternative stuff, you could put them into like they're all fucking booming at the moment. Bring Me the Horizon is like a futuristic metalcore take. It's obviously merging many different styles.
A lot
at the
of
moment.
post-hardcore,
Yeah, a lot of post-hardcore, a lot of metalcore. It's got a lot going on. But like they've never been bigger. You could name fucking many bands as examples where you're like, okay, well, if your theory is that metalcore is dead, then like you could literally just explain this. So I do think there is. I see where people are coming from, but sometimes you have to question whether or not it's like the people that you're hearing it from are like people that have been involved in something for so fucking long that they're kind of fatigued by it and they're just like, it's dead. But like big picture, people who are just into metal or like the fringes of it, they're going to completely disagree, and like the numbers will probably stay otherwise. You know, Imminence as well, another band that's blowing up. I know again, metalcore. Yeah, they're metalcore.
I think they're more metalcore than a lot of the other bands.
They're symphonic
mentioned.
metalcore.
Yeah, and they're fucking blowing up as well. So yeah, it's many different arguments for why it's.
I can't believe this. But I think Drew is right about something. It's really spun me around.
Who would have fucking thunk it?
I think you've completely nailed it. I think that's what, like, if someone hasn't heard any of the bands that we've listened to a lot of, or metalcore at all, and then you play them, like if they've just listened to pop and R&B their whole life, for example, and then you, not to diss those genres, I love them too. If you play them, the most basic, like uninteresting metalcore track, they're probably like, holy fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
What is he's screaming in the breakdown? He whispered and then the band came in. Well, that's fucking amazing. Like that would blow their mind. Like you're right. The more you listen to it, the more you understand the wrinkles, and then you're kind of craving something a little bit different. Or it has to be exceptionally captivating songwriting and the melodies, whatever it is, to make it stand out, I think. So we're cursed on where we're at. But I'm still getting excited by metalcore songs. They just have to be fucking amazing at this stage.
Yeah.
I think we are cursed, but also like the genre has evolved so much. Like saying the 578 riffs from like Killswitch Engage is long gone. Like you go to r/metalcore, like I don't know how often you guys visit that subreddit, but they get all the time people putting in like Dayseeker or something, like the people like removing the post because this isn't metalcore anymore, because like the genre keeps changing. Bring Me the Horizon is not allowed in that subreddit anymore because Bring Me the Horizon is not metalcore. Like that's what I mean. It is gatekeeping, but at the same time, I feel like the genre's evolved so much that like there's that new term that I use a lot, which I don't know if it's an accurate term, but modern metal. Like I feel like modern metal is a good way to sum up certain bands. But then like 20 years from now, am I going to call this style of metal modern metal? No. Because it's not modern anymore.
It'll be classic.
It'll be then classic.
What do we even call it?
Classical cum metal.
Classical cum metal. Cum metal is taking off, man.
Can't wait for that new cum metal.
Dayseeker
Health literally just dropped the song as well. Like an hour ago or something.
They've been so good.
Yeah.
The Hell songs.
Yeah.
Speaking of the cum metal though, Rory Rodriguez was fighting with someone on Twitter about actually Old Head Mike. He's a homie. So that was kind of interesting seeing two people that I know or follow kind of fight, but like basically.
Why were they fighting?
Because he was the Old Head Mike was complaining about how he was not making like progressive, fun, interesting music anymore, and now everything's just cum metal. And Rory is just like, well, I don't want to be like writing songs about my dead dad all the time. Like I want to be writing like songs about like that are sexy.
He's got that right in his back pocket. Like if anyone fucking comes for me,
well,
like,
how did Old Head Mike respond to that? I need to. Did he? Surely you just got to scoot out of the.
I think he replied one more time, and then Rory replied one more time, but then he did scoot. He did scoot out of it a little bit.
Yeah, if the dead dad gets mentioned, it's time to pack your bag.
That's a finishing move.
Yeah.
But I'm also a fan of the cum metal, and like I feel like the metal scene has always been so taboo. Well, it's always been so taboo with like sex and stuff, and like I don't know, it's been very like it's because it's been like pretty masculine dominant. And I think with bands like Sleep Token, Bad Omens, and introducing like a little bit of sex appeal and Dayseeker to the music, it's making it more diverse, more women in the scene too. So cum metal, you like laugh or not at the subgenre, but it's fucking kicking ass, man.
Yeah,
it's not the subgenre; it's the word, sir. But But yeah, I mean,
What's wrong with it?
as we've established, cum is universal. Like, everybody could enjoy that sort of thing. So it shouldn't be a masculine or feminine thing at that stage. But it's true. Like, there's something odd about it.
With it.
Let me break it down for you. No. I mean, like Garrett Russell from Silent Planet was just like, anytime you know, in a metal band trying to do something slightly sexy, it was like, you're not allowed to do that. No. But actually, the ones that are free enough to do that have fucking massive success with it.
Yeah.
It's good music. Like, it's got something.
Deftones. They're the cum metal connoisseurs. They're the cum granddads.
I don't want to think about coming granddads. Drew, what were you saying, man?
Lads, you have me freaking out here. This is so you know, you're just taking it too far. The cum granddads is not.
There's no ads we will ever make on this episode. It's cooked.
When you think about it, it's fucking disgusting.
Like,
okay, like don't think
that.
about it hard, or else that's fucking weird.
What hard, burp?
All right.
Sorry. I was just recently thinking about this because I was watching Are you guys familiar with Tory Lanez? By any chance?
Nope.
R&B / hip hop artist. Very, very good. You definitely know some of his music.
Okay.
Anyways, he is very much so in the world of like. He's very mainstream. He's in prison at the moment, actually. So shout out to Tory, my guy. Free my guy,
mainstream
Tory.
while being in prison.
What did he do? 24 million monthly listeners.
You'd know his song "The Color Violet." I think that's gone very viral over the last couple of years. But
a billion.
I was watching the video for that. And it's literally, he's not even in it. It's just a woman like dancing very seductively. And I was just watching the video and I was like, I know metal has had like their, you know, like we've mentioned, they've kind of, it's been a bit taboo to be that sexy. And like the extent of the sexiness is like Gareth Russell walking through a nightclub and there's like a woman doing this kind of contemporary dance around him. That's like the extent of the sexiness we get in metal. I want to see a band go like full, like fucking, and this isn't for me, this is just purely for the people, you know, but like full on fucking naked women, like the way they would be in like rap videos, you know, just like fully send it in that direction. I don't know why, but just like do something different. I know why.
That would actually crush.
It's fucking.
It would get all of the views.
That Lil Wayne video with who's the Lil Wayne song that she did like a metal song. I can't remember what her name is, but did you see Lil Wayne did that video recently, or that he featured on one of his artists? He featured on like a full on like metalcore song.
Oh,
and well, it was like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago now at this point, and that was very in line with what I'm talking about right now, and you know, maybe could have been done in a more. I always say this without getting cancelled.
I'm enjoying watching this show.
Was he banning on camera? Like,
no. It was just it was a bit tacky the way it was done. I think it can be done in a more sexually appealing way that is
never do that again. Never do that again.
I'm navigating my words.
I don't know.
Here.
I thought that was kind of cool. Keep doing it, Drew.
Yeah, I think this kind of helps.
No, he's like doing a bad body pop.
No, he's like a
least sexy thing.
Works. Anyway, point is. More fucking tits in metal, please.
Honestly,
well done. You've really nuanced that landing perfectly.
Yeah.
No, we got to get the both genders. You got to have some more like asses
tits and dicks.
Too.
Let's get them all out.
We have enough fucking cum talk. All right.
Vieljarta actually had like an interesting video. Did you ever see the video like that topless dancer dude who's like doing? He's like I forget what it calls, like Cirque du Soleil on a rope kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting because the music's so like technical and weird, but there's just some half naked guy dancing to it.
Yeah, that was like
that was interesting.
Dar Skogen, something. One of those.
Skogen Mugen.
The name of it. Yeah. Animals as leaders kind of have it's not like one guy doing that whole dancing thing, but yeah, maybe less of like naked men with their flutes out on poles, and more the opposite direction is where I'm going. Anyways.
So is Metalcore Dead? What we did we get more dicks on camera for Drew?
Yeah. How did we segue into Vieljarta from that? That's impressive. To bring that back.
Burb mentioned cum metal, or you did, or something.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah. So what we're saying is, metalcore would be best served to progress in interesting areas that currently it is not doing so, perhaps. Or
my answer was tits. That's how I said progress metalcore. It works. We're so cool.
Metalcore is dead. Nah, tits.
It's like, listen up, guys. I've got it.
I've got
titties. But it's the answer to a lot of questions in the world, to be fair. It just is. Like,
but this is it. It's the fundamental driver of evolution, the reason why we're here at all. And yet we're like, oh, we can't talk about it. Why would you do that?
yeah, of course. Let's just all say tits at the same time, just to get it
Let's
out.
not do that. Let's not do that.
Let's not do it.
Tits.
I'll do it.
Oh.
Me and Burb could do it. Burb, 3, 2, 1.
Tits.
Oh, the delay is
Or
crazy.
titties.
Titties works as well.
Who is our audience at this stage? I have no
sorry.
idea.
Okay, let's lock in, folks. Steve, get us back on track. This is where you shine.
All right, listen. There have been a couple of new songs within the realm of metalcore. I mean, I guess they're in the realm of metalcore. Well, we could call it that. Bad Omens had a new song. So this is their third new song of the year. Their first one, Spectre, haunting, beautiful, cool switch up rhythmically towards the end. Love that song. Second song, kind of chill drum and bassy electronic. Vibey. Quite liked it. Wasn't super exciting. Quite liked it. I'm speaking for all of us. And then the third one has come out recently. And it was different again, which I think is a good thing. I thought the chorus maybe a little bit uninteresting and repetitive, but the verses I thought were fucking great. Wonderful melody choices, cool vocal delivery. It had a very token metalcore breakdown, though. My God. But it was satisfying.
Like token or sleep token?
Not talking.
like
Token as
sweaty.
in typical, expected, to the numbers. I mean, literally kind of a sort of a bit of a build, and then it stops and he's whispering, and then it comes in with the scream vocal and the full band. Like that was a very expected sort of moment. In part, possibly for me, because I saw Metal Burb's thumbnail before I heard the track. It was just like, I didn't expect that scream. It's like, so I'm expecting a scream at some point.
Yeah.
Name of the game.
I didn't catch
good
any
song.
spoilers, but
Good song.
yeah, good song. I feel like it's going to be one of those songs that I was listening to it again today, and it just doesn't strike me as one of those that I think when the full album is all out and everything's said and done, I think it's going to be one of those songs that is like, yeah, you won't turn it off if it comes on, but it doesn't strike me as one that I'm in a mad rush to go back to, where it's actually been the opposite of Impose. Impose, in the first few listens, I was like, it's cool. It's kind of a weird single choice, especially after Spectre. But Impose, I've gone back to many times, and it's hard to compare to Spectre because they're both serving massively different things in terms of how you listen to them. But it's fucking incredible. I really, really like that song. And it's a very good song to like introduce people. Or like I was literally, when I was in Portugal, I was playing that song like on the speaker, and you don't have to worry about people who don't like metal not being interested in it. It's like a nice middle ground song for everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Spectre, you know what's going to make me not like it? I hear it at the gym a bunch, which is actually really cool. I'm like, damn, they're playing Bad Omens Spectre. I fucking love this song, but I'm hearing a
Weird
lot.
gym song.
Such a shit gym song, yeah.
That's another thing. I'm like, this song's like a little too moody for a gym song, but I fucking love it. But yeah, they're kind of overplaying a little bit. And it's funny that you like Impose. Maybe I do like drum and bass and stuff, but I haven't gone back to that song as much. But I remember the Death of Peace of Mind. They dropped What Do You Want From Me? And I'm like, this is just a health song. So I fucking loved it, but people weren't crazy about that one. So yeah, maybe that's like the Impose or like the from like Death of Peace of Mind, right? But new song, Spectre, I think it's cool. Yeah, there's like a Deftones feel, and I mentioned in my review, like I know it's annoying when
Dying to Love, wasn't it?
Yeah, not Spectre.
Dying to Love.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Spectre. But we got
Spectre, yeah.
It was just to...
But I was saying, like I feel like people are annoyed when people say Bad Omen sounds like Brand of the Horizon, then Bad Omen sounds like Sleep Token Spectre, now Bad Omen sounds like Deftones on the new song. I'm like, well, it's hard to not make those comparisons. Like it's still distinctly Bad Omens because of Noah's vocals, but there was a little bit of a Deftones influence, especially with those guitar tones and style a little bit for like until the chorus, which I agree with you, Steve. Like first time I heard it, I'm like, oh, this is different, like very repetitive. And then third time they brought it around, I'm like, okay, this is getting a little too repetitive. I think the song will get boring the fastest out of the three just because of the amount of repetition in it. But
it might.
Yeah, it's my second favorite. Spectre to me is still number one.
Yeah, I think it's. I haven't seen your. Have you posted your video yet, Steve? I haven't seen your.
No,
actual thoughts
I'm
on
waiting for the copyright to clear on that one.
Okay, right. Yeah, like I think it's gonna be a really exciting album. I'm already excited for anything. I said it in my video that I was like, anything that Noah is on, it's gonna be very hard to fuck up a song with someone who has that good of a voice. Like I'm probably going to enjoy the song to a certain degree. Their bass line is just so high. It's like Sleep Token.
Yeah.
It's very hard for them to fuck up a song because they just have such a talented frontman. And yeah, like I mean, Sleep Token can fuck up. I think Bad Omens actually have less chance of fucking up a song than Sleep Token. I'll always enjoy something by Sleep Token, but like I think they have a lot of music that I'm kind of like, It's all right. Some of the delivery, I think, although Noah's delivery is very melodramatic, Net Vessels feels way more dramatic, you know, and almost to a point, almost to a fault sometimes.
Provider. Oh, I love Gethsemane.
Yeah,
Provider is the one.
That. It's the other
It's the you never
just a bit goofy
saw
sometimes.
me naked. That's pretty. That's a hard. You know, that's a delivery style.
There's kind of like some weird effect on that as well when he says it. But yeah, I do really like that song. But I hear what you mean. Yeah,
Provider to me is so corny until like after 2 minutes.
Yeah. Tough songs to go back to sometimes, just because you know what Sleep Token are capable of. There's Vessel and Thumbnail. We got it, lads.
Yeah.
No, but Sleep Token take a larger range of risks than perhaps Bad Omens do. So like it's they're walking more of a tightrope that has the chance for people to go like, I don't really fuck with the song, because the chances of anyone really having the perfect Venn diagram of genre interests to love all of that Sleep Token do is trickier because they're so varied.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that is.
Like Past Self. Ooh. No thank you.
That's a great song. I like that one. I'm in that Venn diagram crossover.
Yeah, Token has actually ruined so many Sleep Token songs for me, especially off the new album, where he's actually made like the melody choices so much better, and I'm like, oh no, it's actually coming to my head before. It's kind of some of the songs that I'm not really the biggest fan of already off of the new album, so I just prefer to include his version of it in my head when I'm listening to it. I'm like,
unbelievable.
It's great.
That's sacrilege.
His deliveries are fucking incredible, and some of them just
I like his rap. That's my favorite. But Token's rap is fucking fire.
Go. I love him.
He's so good.
I fucking love him.
No comment.
Now, there was another song, the new song from Dayseeker. Did you guys check that one?
I haven't heard it, no.
Waiting for the album to drop, so no.
Yeah, I think I'll just wait for the album, because the song is like the third song on the album, and then I think the first
all singles
4 have been released up until track number 5. So I'm just like, I might actually just skip all of the songs.
Yeah.
I never do that with album reacts, but I might actually just only listen to the songs that...
I used to do that, and then I heard...
You sounded so English there, and I didn't like it. I used to do that. But then what happened was, I listened to the album from Architects. And he's leaning in.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit.
It's fucking Vessel again.
And I fucking didn't like it, mate. No, I skipped the singles, and the singles were the best ones. So I just heard all the fillers, and I didn't like them, and I thought it was a bit of a basic album. But if I listened to all of them again, I would have gone, actually, there's been some good singles here, and on balance, pretty solid, but just the filler songs.
I didn't hear a word you said.
It.
I was just paying attention
I
to
forgot
that
what
accent.
you were even talking about. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's this guy in our podcast?
I actually like that. I don't want you to go back to your regular voice, Steve.
Oh, fucking hell. I feel like I'm lining up for a national anthem here the way I'm standing.
You look like you've just been recruited to the army, mate. Honestly. Okay. I listened to just the non-singles in a row from that Architects album, The Classic Symptoms, and it made for a tough listening experience because it was just the kind of fillery songs I didn't think was very good. But I'd forgotten, actually, I really liked Animals. I quite liked, actually, When We Were Young. So my whole rating of the album was less jubilant, shall we say, than if I listened to the whole thing. So now I listen to all of it, even if I heard it before, just to get the context of that, so that I don't have another Classic Symptoms moment when I go like, this is not it.
That album sucks.
Well, I just think that's harsh. I mean, it's not wildly out of the
that
district
is two
of what it
albums
is.
that Burv had said sucked today. That's crazy. He's on a rampage.
Yeah. Well, I fucking love Architects, man. You saw them live recently, Steve, right? But like, yes. I saw them live too, and I remember just thinking after I left that concert, I'm like, Architects were like top 5 favorite bands for me. I don't know if I can say that anymore. They don't even play their old stuff. They don't play anything old live. I'm like, for me as a longtime fan, like I don't really have interest seeing Architects again live because they're just going to play only new stuff, which is fine. I get it as a band. But at the same time, I feel like it's important to play a couple of songs for your long-term fans too. So
I mean, it depends how long-term you're going. They did Gravedigger, but the way they did it, I thought didn't work particularly well. It's almost like Sam is uninterested in doing those songs because the delivery suggested he was uninterested in doing those songs, and then it's like, actually, I don't want to hear that version live because you're not really feeling it, sir. So I think Architects have moved on. They're creating a new thing, and fair fucks to them. They're finding success with that, and I wish them all the best. But I think I'm Yeah, I'm gonna stay in my older memories of the eras of them I really liked.
Yeah. The oldest song that they played when I saw them was Doomsday. They did like a little bit of Gone with the Wind, which was cool, but they only played like maybe a little bridge section.
In fairness, I think that song is too emotional
intense
for them.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, like
Firefox.
the oldest song was Doomsday, like a full song. So, which is an awesome song. I fucking love it. But yeah,
great song.
Yeah, but Drew.
I'm just trying to figure out how we got here. We were talking about Dayseeker, then I mentioned that I'm probably not going to listen to the full album, then Steve transitioned into Architect. So yeah, we're talking about Architect.
I transitioned into an Englishman.
Let's transition back to Dayseeker. We've had a fucking mare this podcast. I'm kind of worried about the Dayseeker album. I'll check it out. I'm very just worried that I'm gonna have to like have a sit down with myself and be like, don't be mean, okay? Like, don't just listen to it, and if you don't love it, just go about your merry way. Their Bloodhound or Bloodlost, whatever it's fucking called, just felt very. I loved Pale Moonlight. It felt a little bit sexy and different for them, but now it actually just feels like that's not them. It just doesn't. The sexy vibe they're going for, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the thing that Bird was talking about with the Twitter conversation where it's like, be sad, you know?
I was about to say, it's not just sexy, it's like sad sexy, which is, I don't really connect with sad sexy. But I think the songwriting is good. The production on it's pretty good. I think there's slightly too much kind of vocal processing going on. Because he's got a great voice. I'd rather hear more of that. But it's like decent. It's very, very decent songwriting and delivery.
It's funny they say decent songwriting. I feel like it's uninteresting songwriting. Like to me, it's just like all pop, like the structures.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I'm not saying like
choices
it's
are also
experimental.
A little, I don't know. I think that's
Pale
the issue that I'm
Moonlight,
having
it's
with
got a
Dayseeker.
great chorus. That's good melody work. A Creature in the Black Night was pretty good. Was it Bloodless? I think I didn't even.
I've only heard two. Keep that in mind. But I remember just like these songs sound so generic. Which, you know what? I don't mind. Generic's a really rough term. But I think Dayseeker. They've had some interesting structures, a little bit metalcore leaning, but I like it when Rory gets emotional with his voice. But yeah, he can't keep singing about his dad and other things. Yeah. I like that they're doing this sexy thing. I'm just hoping for the songs to be even weirder because they just sound a little basic right now to me. But
yeah.
Well, until the album drops, I'll see.
Yeah. They used to have they had a quite unique style with the last album where the synths and everything were really, really bright, and I felt like that separated them. Like there was all these like big chimey sounding synths. Obviously the lyrical content was quite dark, but it had a nice contrast with bright sounding instrumentals and synths for the most part. There was down moments where it was quite melancholic, but a lot of the songs seemed quite upbeat, and then that contrast with the vocals. But now it's literally how I said this before on one of the old podcasts. And it's like when I look at, just to bring it back to Architects again, but when I look at Architects and their new sound, I just don't see Architects as the band that they are sounding like, if that makes sense. It's like a visual thing. I don't look at Architects and see them as this kind of like Bring Me the Horizon-esque band. I don't look at Dayseeker and see them as this like kind of Bad Omens-esque band. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like an aesthetic thing where I just look at the members of the band and I'm like, this just doesn't look like a band that's making the style of music, and it's a weird disconnect for me. Very like anecdotal experience with the bands I'm talking about, but I just can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. And sorry, go.
Oh no, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say, I see what you're saying with Architects, but Dayseeker, I kind of like disagree a little bit. I feel like Rory and stuff, they're wearing their mesh tops. Like I know it's like the look might be a little bit forced. Maybe that's what you're saying, but yeah, I think Rory's got it.
I just think it's like maybe I just didn't pay attention too much to like the music videos and stuff before this album cycle. Like what were they doing like visually on the last album? I know the music is different, so they're obviously matching it. It's
kind of 80s synth like style as well. I think it was kind of
I don't know. It's just a me thing, but I don't know. I just feel like their new sound, like I mentioned, they were kind of unique before, I thought, because they had that like bright synth sound and it just had a bit of a unique production. It was a very recognizable Dayseeker production. Now they've kind of just like done what Bad Omens are doing, but done it worse, is essentially how I see Dayseeker now. I just kind of see them as like a lesser version of Bad Omens, is how I'm hearing their new singles, which is why I'm kind of worried about checking out the new album. I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, on a somewhat related point, I think a band that is doing that stuff really fucking well in their most recent single is a band called Save Us. So this is a very new band. They've only got 2 EPs out, but they had a new song recently called Bruised. And I went and go, this is a band that I've always thought has a lot of potential. There's a really talented vocalist in there. There's some moments of good songwriting and melodies. There's some things in there, but it's never quite aligned into something that is like exceptional. Except I really enjoyed, like, there was one of the songs of the first EP the first one we checked out, Drew, many moons ago, was excellent.
New Light, I think.
Yes, New Light was a fantastic song. This new song, Bruised, kind of blew me away. And it is it is merely metalcore, but there's enough little moments of like ear candy and differences that you wouldn't expect that builds into a sort of arc within it. The vocal performance is incredible. There is an emotive edge to it as well, and it's kind of got an unpredictably good like groove to it. It's fucking excellent. And I hear that, I'm like, I wonder if we've, for some bands, we're raising the bar because they've proven themselves to be at a high level. And I think Dayseeker perhaps might be a victim of their own previous excellence, where now we're comparing them to like how Dark Sun made us feel, right? Save Us don't have that same comparative bar. So for their song, I was like, this is unfucking believable, because like they reached higher than I thought was possible. And that's kind of an exciting thing. And I wonder if that also plays a part of this a little bit.
I haven't heard
good
it.
Points. It's a good point, yeah. Common denominator with all this is that Save Us's vocalist is one of the best vocalists in. I'm like, I've only heard a couple of his songs. I don't need to hear anymore. I've seen his Instagram reels and shit like that. Motherfucker can sing.
Yeah.
And I've seen people saying that he kind of sounds like he's leaning too much into the Noah Sebastian style. I think it's just his style. Like, it just happens to be similar to one of the fucking best vocalists in the modern metal space as well. But yeah, that song, look, like you said, I did a video on the song. It's not in any way, shape, or form genre pushing in any direction. Like, it's not doing anything that we haven't heard a million times before. But when you have a vocalist that is so fucking talented and can just pull off some of those vocal runs, it's also produced by Landon Tours of The Plot on You, which
is it?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense when you listen to that with that in mind. You're like, yeah, there's like some brightness in there that just really brings certain moments to light. But yeah, he's such a fucking amazing vocalist. I just wish the only thing when I listen back to it, I've heard it a good few times now. I think a lot of people are sick of the modern metal style, mainly because of the guitar work in a lot of bands. A lot of bands are just doing the same shit.
It was kind of Sleep Token-y in the guitar sound.
And over again. If we can just find a band like Bad Omens or Save Us that also have a fucking mental guitarist that can do riffs like John Brown, for example, and find a way to make it work, I'm so in. That's my favorite band. Like, that's my favorite band of all time. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but that's my favorite band ever. Because there's so many bands like Sleep Token that can do all the production. They can do all the pop elements that make it interesting. But their breakdowns and their guitars are just bam, 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 bam. Like, it's just so... Look, it suits the song in a lot of instances. But I feel like every band has heard Sleep Token, has heard Bad Omens. They've got amazing guitarists, but they're like, well, the meta is to just fucking slam open notes for the entire song. And that's why people are saying, I think for the most part, that modern metal is just fucking boring, because everyone's just doing the breakdowns. If you're deathcore leaning, you're doing the ridiculous, over the top, stupid breakdowns that Lorna Shore have, pioneered and everything like that. And people are sick of that. And then metalcore is just like, there's no life in a lot of the riffs, which is why when you hear a band like Unprocessed or something, it's a bit refreshing, because you're like, fuck. That's got
also, to be fair to them, Spirit Box, the fucking guitar stands out with them in its own iconic kind of way as well.
Yeah.
But
they don't have moments where you're like, oh, it sounds like Sleep Token's guitar. They do their
Sure, yeah. There is exceptions, of course. There is exceptions, but exceptions do not disprove the rules, Steve.
Drew,
I'm not trying to say that. I was just shouting them out as another example of...
In my classroom, you pay attention. Okay, thank you.
I also want to say, Drew, I think you were right twice on this podcast.
Isn't this uncanny? This is unheard of.
It's me standing up, man. I'm going to do it more often. I swear to God, I'm a new man. But I
absolutely agree with everything that you're saying. It's like, it's not even just the same riffs, it's the same tones. Everyone's using the same plugins. It's just a common criticism with the scene, and it's so right. Like, I think it's important in the scene that these vocalists, we need like vocalists that shine, not just like, screamers that all sound the same. but also guitarists. Like we need guitarists that actually have some more unique riff and ideas. It doesn't have to be crazy shreddy, but just not focus on the zeros and the ones and the 12s, and like it's just the same riffs all the time. Yeah. If I could segue back to Dayseeker, because you segued to Save Us, which I want to check it out. You guys are selling me on the band. That sounds really cool. But Dayseeker did do, or Rory Rodriguez did a cover of Thrice. 2 covers, actually. How I discovered Dayseeker was when they did a cover of Thrice to Hurricane, which is a fucking great song. But yeah, you guys are speaking of like bands that like they're changing their style, like Dayseeker a little bit, but you're not really, I don't know, it's not maybe over polished or something, a little cum metally, but like Thrice has always kind of done their own thing. And like their new record that came out, I think Steve, you'll like it. Drew, probably not. Like, but it's very like just raw sounding. It's very like raw. There's no
cool
tricks.
I'm in.
There's no overproduction or anything. It's just like 4 guys who've known each other since high school writing music together. It's just like every album is just them. They're just fucking amazing songwriters. But I am a little bit biased because I've been following their journey, but their journey is always changing, which makes it enjoyable. But they just write good songs consistently.
I mean, on the other side of that scale, the band I don't think I've changed that much over the last decade is Of Mice and Men, but their recent album, which is coming out actually in a few weeks, so I can't say too much about it, but I'll give one of these. Like of a band that's not like changed their sound hugely over time. I think you can be such like good songwriters and delivery and write songs in a way that they each, in my opinion, stand out in their own way throughout an album. And it's a fucking delightful experience. So it's possible. And this kind of thing, this is where I struggle, because like metalcore on its form is uninteresting if you're just doing that unless you do it exceptionally well at this stage. Maybe because I've heard so much of it. Or do something different with it. Like do different guitar tones, different breakdowns. Surprise us with... no, you have to surprise us. We're not in fucking charge. But surprise and delight people with unexpected song structures or things like that, if you want to do something different. Because otherwise, if you just go like with what other people are doing, and you go with your first idea you have for a melody and a chorus, it's not going to get you to the next level potentially of like sustainable career financially and the rest, which you stand out. I also maintain that a somewhat generic rock band that sounds like other bands and has always sounded like other bands, might be an exception coming up. Generally, the more generic you are, you're not going to headline a main festival. The ones that do that are the ones that do something different, completely signature and iconic.
Yeah.
I don't see a world in which a band like Memphis May Fire will headline Download Festival, even though they'll have a massively long career and a whole bunch, like huge success, because it's like, and so.
Yep.
Is that the band that I hate?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I've roasted them so many times in my channel.
Listen, they got some fucking great songs. They do. Blood's Not Thicker Than Water is an amazing song. The Sinner is fucking great.
I heard one album.
Their very first EP was fire, and then after that, nah. What was their like one of their new songs that was so popular? It was kind of
often this band comes up on this channel.
Chaotic.
I've heard like fucking one album.
Chaotic or something like that. It was such a cheesy line, but it worked. It's catchy.
Paralyzed was another one.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, they have a song called Jezebel. That's from the fucking. Have you guys watched the Monsters on Netflix?
No.
Ed Gein thing where he
like the new Ed Gein, like from
yeah, like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing and everything.
Yeah, is it good?
Nah, his mother just says Jezebel all the time, and so I just seen that. I was like, oh, she must have been a Memphis May Fire fan.
They probably didn't originate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just. I mean, I don't want to pick on them, but
well,
I did.
Yeah.
But there's other bands. There's other bands like that. I think are good in finding success, but I don't think they will reach the top of the pile because they're not going to stand out enough. And I think that's whereas I think a band like Vianova, as hectic as their music can be,
so good,
they kind of don't have a ceiling because they're so their own thing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's gonna be so fucking interesting to see how that band develops, because how the fuck do you top that album? You know,
I don't know. I think they're worried about it too.
They're just so I can't imagine Alex would have had any moment, or any of the members of the band would have ever had any anticipation as to how big that album has been, you know. I know they've had projects and stuff beforehand, but
in our conversation, which I mean, I don't know when it's going to go on the channel, but I was basically going like, I think you found it. You're doing great. He's just like, it's easy to say that when you're not in the band. Like, I have to figure out what the fuck we write next. What do we do next? And like, I don't know. It's like, oh shit.
The thing is, they got the sauce though. Like, I remember when I first heard them, I remember thinking this breakdown sounded cool, and then I clipped it for TikTok, and then like ever since, like my community and like Discord were like sharing me any new Vianova songs because they liked it when I clipped it. And I remember just hearing like they had one song that was very like Indian inspired sounding. They were using like a sitar and stuff. They actually hired some Indian dancers in their music video. Like, they've always been an interesting band. They've just been small and upcoming. So yeah, I think with the release,
they still kind of are. Like, they're on tour supporting Oralize, who are a small and upcoming band. Like,
absolutely. But I think the rollout that they did with a Rising Empire, where they were just pretty much dropping all the songs, like mostly all the songs, I think it was a smart rollout, and then doing like a sneaky album drop. And I think us hyping it up too did some good work. But like, I think they've always had the sauce though.
Yeah. Their numbers are crazy on this album. I'm just looking on Spotify here. Like, multiple songs about to touch 1 million plays on Spotify.
Good for them.
Off the new album, which is fucking insane. Like, the entire album is on the popular setup on Spotify. So yeah, incredible album, man. It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
So like, and the thing is, like, sure, it's like it can be a little bit tough for some people to listen to, but it's so fucking fun. Like, you know, some albums like Viljarta, right? They dropped their album this year. I have not gone back to it since. It's way too over the top and crazy, but like this record, like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
A part of that is the music videos and the image and the look. So back to what Drew was talking about before, like the way you present yourselves visually, it'd be amazing. And I'd like the idea that it doesn't matter. I don't care what you're wearing. I don't care what your music video style is. All I care is how good the music is. But we are influenced by, you know, pattern recognition of what, you know, we understand of a particular look or image or style. And it will influence how you approach a particular song. And they've done something completely out there. I mean, unless there's some link to like Jamiroquai in some ways of fashion sense and stuff, but like pretty much in the current world of metal, there's no one else doing that. Now the fear is other bands will go, hey, that worked, let me also get a fun hat and shades. And it's like, that's not the message. Like, the message is lean into your own freak, whatever it is you want to do creatively, lean into yourself, your own sauce, go hard on that. And that's going to be the unique thing.
Yeah,
absolutely. You nailed it. Like, I think it's tough in a band too, because you got like 5 members in the band and like, who's the creative force behind it? But I think once it's like established, then yeah, like a certain look, it's what you said, pattern recognition. When you notice a look and it attaches to the music, like Sleep Token with the mask and the robes, it's like mysterious. It works alongside the music. So yeah, image is really important in a band.
Yeah. And the fact that they've actually somehow made such an eclectic like look that they've gone for, they've somehow made that make sense with their music. Like, looking at them as artists, you would never really be like, we're going to be some 7-string fucking baritone heavy breakdowns, insane screams, and all this experimentation and crazy production and shit going on. It's just not really the first place I would go to when I look at them.
If we were like on the street,
they've literally pioneered that. Like, you know, now it actually is. I'm like, now when I look at that style, I instantly think of them. So that's the genius of it, I guess.
If we were like that kind of YouTube channel where you go on the street with a mic and you have people listen to Vianova and then have like 4 bands, like images, like promo photos, with including Vianova's, like, which band is this? No one's picking the fucking like funk, old school, furry hat shades band. But it's us. It makes
video, Steve.
There you go. Go do that in Dublin.
Yeah. Dublin Street. Get fucking stabbed.
Well, because of how they've done it, it makes sense to me. But they just had it. They were so in their conviction that they've made it make sense.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. And they most certainly, it didn't matter to them. Like, it wasn't something that they were doing intentionally to, like, it's so not surface level enough how much detail they've gone into for it to be like something they just picked up as a gimmick. It's literally just baked into who they are and the music. So, and this is what I mean. Like, when something is gimmicky and you notice it straight away. And that's what's great about them, is that no one's questioning this look. No one's like, this is a bit like put on. This is like, I could actually just imagine that entire band walking around like that all the time. Like, that's just their normal clothes, you know? It was weirder for me, I don't know about you guys, when we spoke to Alex, when he was in his like,
just a baseball cap?
And his thing. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? You know, it was weird.
He was obsolete, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something there. Like there's nothing contrived about it because there is no path that says if we dress like this, we'll find success. Like it's this kind of same thing. It seems ridiculous now, but when Sleep Token started, that was not a recipe for success. It just wasn't their style of music with that combination of like, well, at the time, very cheap looking, kind of massive. It just looked, potentially quite naff. But I think that's what makes it authentic. It's like you wouldn't do that unless that's what you really want to do. And I think we're less interested in things that seem contrived.
Yeah, it's true. Like I think the music videos and what they did for Vianova helped sell that image. Because if they didn't have the funny music videos, like why are they dressed up like this? Like this seems like a little forced. But they sold the narrative why they're like these disco looking dudes, and I think it worked.
Yeah. Have you guys, speaking of kind of like up and coming bands that are on the fringes of being massive, I guess, have you seen what Alt are dropping in 3 hours, 3.5 hours?
3.5 hours? Fuck.
3.5 hours, yeah. Like to me, that's just tomorrow, so that'll be tomorrow's job. But have you seen? Go onto your Spotify there for a second, fellas. And just click on to their name and look at the release countdown.
Yeah.
Now, there's some speculation as to what this is. For anyone watching at home, Alt
Deluxe
have essentially posted that they're doing a deluxe edition of From the New World, which features 22 songs.
22 songs.
So there's an additional 12 songs.
Instrumental.
People are saying acoustic plus 2 new songs. So it's going to be the full album acoustically done, which is mental. I don't know how they're going to pull that off, if they even can.
No.
That's what I've seen on my Discord. It's out in 3 hours, so this is not spoiling anything. It's already going to be out by the time this episode goes, but I've seen speculation that it's going to be 10 acoustic songs and then 2 like alt songs.
No, that's got to be Japes. I'd love to.
What is
Japes?
Japes?
Like,
What is
It sounds like a slur.
Silliness.
Oh,
No.
I thought you were going to
calling out
to get
who said
canceled
it.
here.
Like, oh, that's got to be Japes. He's at it again. That's what I thought you meant.
Not Jeeves.
This is definitely
Japes.
just
A practical
10 more.
joke. What that is. Yeah, it's got to be instrumental.
It's instrumental. And then 2 new songs. That's my guess.
I'd love to hear an acoustic album of Thal, though. Little bendy bends.
That would be cool.
That was so good.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
How do you do an orphan breed acoustic?
I feel like also he's not as that confident enough in his singing skills to do an acoustic record because it's primarily harsh vocals. Like 80% of the record's harsh vocals.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of an acoustic album, but I'm sure they would obviously have considered this if it was going to be an acoustic album, whether or not it would work. But kind of hate the idea of deluxe albums. Thoughts? Kind of just hate deluxe albums. It feels like why did you make us wait this long? Just fucking start a new album cycle, please.
Yeah, they milk it because
I get it. Look, we're a business and stuff.
They need to earn money. They don't earn enough. So I kind of get it from that. But you're kind of, you're taking this most cynical view is you're taking your diehard fans who've already bought your album and they're like, I need the deluxe one too. You're finding a way to get people to buy 2 albums, basically. You're adding more content. You're getting some more stuff. But like, I think it makes more sense if it's like 10 years afterwards. Here's a deluxe album where we really re-release that with some bonus bits and pieces. Then I think that makes a bit more sense. But I'm not mad at it. Like, I want bands to earn money. They do not earn enough money. So, like, fill your boots. And clearly fans are happy to splurge out and go for deluxes as and when.
Yeah, like, look, assuming that it is, let's say, 10 instrumental tracks and then 2 new songs, and they put out a video and the video's fucking mental and it's a sick song, then, yeah, look, we'll just see that as kind of like a new single. But it's just, I don't know, I'm kind of like, alts are in and around that time that it will be kind of time to start releasing new music and starting a new album cycle. Their last album was relatively short, like 30 or so minutes, and it was back in 2023. So, going on 2 years or so, first full album as well. And they got signed in the meantime as well. So I'm sure there's like pressure in that regard to kind of keep that moving. Did they get signed to Century, right?
Yeah, Century Media Records is from the New World.
Yeah. So
under exclusive license from Alt. That's
okay. Everyone's doing the Sleep Token thing now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of feel like, look, I'm very excited for new Alt music, but it just feels like it's a part of the last era, even though it's obviously new music. Because they're fitting it into this deluxe thing, it doesn't really feel like a new chapter. So I'm like, just
who
less
knows?
excited.
Well, who knows? I was asking Thornhill about Mercia. Like, was that a song that you wrote as part of that and you just didn't put on the album at the time? They're like, no, it was completely after the fact. Like it was separate, even though there's a bit
That's
of a
why I like
tie-in, like sonically and thematically, like that happened fairly organically on its own.
But they put that. Did they put that into Bodies, like the actual album on Spotify? So that's actually like a standalone release. I think my issue is that it's actually being put into
Right, but there is a deluxe coming from Thornhill because they use the same artwork for Mercia as they did for the album. It's like a different color. So they're like, yeah, they've now that justifies in a way that's going to make a deluxe make more sense, perhaps. But it wasn't like we'll do this many and then we'll add one. Like I don't know how premeditated it was necessarily. And the problem is we never
drop. Sorry, I was going to say Imminence had a deluxe too, and they dropped 2 songs, which ended up being some of the best songs that they put out, though.
Yeah,
but
I didn't even hear those songs.
What is the newest one? God is Fearing Man or something?
God Fearing Man.
Yeah, that song's insane. So imagine if Alt dropped a song that's
I get what you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, if they just dropped like some heaters, like if Alt's new song is just as good as Aquila or something, like I'm excited for that. So
no,
I see what you're saying.
Imminence didn't add those songs to the. That's actually a new. Oh, it is. Sorry, you're right. My apologies. It's the first song on the album. Yeah, that was interesting. They started the whole like they literally changed the order of the album, which is pretty cool. That's pretty unique.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, they're like one of the few bands that I've seen do that, if not the only.
Yeah. That's what
Bill Murray's Deluxe had the new singles up front. Did they sandwich it? Because I would expect you put them at the end, just like as add-ons.
Yeah, that's why it always just feels like it's not really that big of a deal because they just throw a lot of songs at the end of the album. It's like surely they already had the album built out that it should end on the final song, and then the Deluxe is like, we lied. Here's 2 more. Just like launch them onto the end because people have already like made their stories up about the album. You know, they've had like a few years to like, this is how it ends and this is how it begins. It's the middle part, and then it's like, spoiler, 2 new songs that just get launched in there. It just feels disconnected in a way sometimes.
The worst one, it wasn't even a Deluxe, but the Deftones White Pony album, they changed the order of that album after the fact because the record label was like, please, we need a single, and they had them write Back to School, and then they put that as the first song on the album that was already existing. It's not even a Deluxe. They just like on Spotify now, it's Back to School, and then it's the rest of it. It's like, that's so not annoying. Right. That's the wrong tone to set at the start.
Really?
Yeah, this old man shouting at the clouds.
Yeah. At least split it into like 2. Like Imminence at least called theirs The Return of the Black. So it is 2 separate albums. So if you don't want to have God Fearing Man as the first song, you can just listen to it in its original form. But yeah, actually randomly, I forgot to mention it, but did you hear in the Bad Omens song, it kind of sounded like Northlane's Carbonized, the like staccato chugs. Listen to that song again and think of Northlane Carbonized. I was like, what is this? On the first time it came in, and then the second repetition of it, I was like, oh, this is so Northlane, which was kind of cool. Yeah,
I don't
know. To that again and think about it. You know the no, it's not that part. Gunk, 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 gunk. You know that kind of groove.
Great song.
Oh yeah,
it's like the same. It sounds from a tone standpoint, it sounds almost identical, and just the actual rhythm pattern of it as well is very similar.
You sound like a chicken at first, elements. By the way.
What kind of fucking chicken have you got in Canada?
Have you watched Arrested Development and they're all trying to do chickens?
No.
Okay, I'm not. Really funny show.
Bro, do your chickens even gent?
Completely. You're like, just add some high ends to that. This
still sound like a chicken
podcast ever.
Yeah, well, we've answered the question, is metalcore dead? And it turns out it's not. It's just turning into chickens. So we're all fine.
And then some metal.
Well, I've enjoyed the chat, lads.
Yep.
You know, we've learned some things. Drew has some real insights occasionally.
I'm actually, how many episodes have we recorded? And I'm now getting a bit of like praise for having a fucking good opinion. Is it how bad I've been on this podcast that it's like, wait, Drew's had 2 good opinions on one podcast? Both of you have called me for it. I'm like, what?
Well, it's our first, here's a good story. Our first ever bonus episode we did, this on Patreon, by the way, and also on YouTube membership. We talked about like our first impressions of each other and what's changed over time. And my first impression of Drew, well, you can find out about it on that bonus episode. It's worth listening.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. You're off the hook. Thought we were going to get to that again.
We've had 50 episodes at this stage, folks. This is number 51, I believe.
God damn.
Yeah. So thank you for being here. And if you've enjoyed most of these 50 episodes and you haven't subscribed yet, like, come on.
Yeah.
If you're at this point of this episode, clearly you've enjoyed the
Patreon,
chat.
Yeah, for fuck's sake. Sorry. Okay. Steve, you're doing a great job.
That's too far. But there's some great content.
I'm not going to guilt trip you.
Yes.
50 episodes. Sorry. Ignore me. The joke.
Thank you, folks. I've enjoyed this scintillating conversation. And now we're going to go and record a bonus episode, as we try to do after every episode, with some questions submitted by the fine folks over on our Patreon. If you want to have us talk about stuff you want us to talk about, that's a great place to go and do that. Otherwise, I suppose next time we chat, we'll have heard the Dayseeker album. So we'll see how much Drew loves it after giving himself that pep talk in the mirror about be kind.
Look, one more word for myself before I ride off into the sunset here. Dayseeker were my number one song in 2023. Mm-hmm. And I had to put up with that for a year on Twitch. People giving me shit for that. Okay, so maybe I'm allowing that into my psyche a little bit when I listen to Dayseeker.
What song?
So yeah.
I think the album, like his top 20 songs had a lot of Dayseeker in it.
Dream State?
Dream State is a good
Love
one.
that song. Yeah, that shit. Just ear candy. Again, really bright
Neon
synths.
Graves, another good one.
Yeah. Dream State was my number one song of 2023, and I got fucking rinsed for that. Just because it's so like flamboyant. And yeah. So look,
great.
We'll be back next week to chat about all the releases that have happened.
And maybe some other
tomorrow.
stuff, maybe some games. Who knows?
Ooh, yeah, we might have a cool game coming up as well at some point. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, until then, thanks for tuning in. Catch you soon.
Bye.
Peace.